Peace. What is the purpose of protection? Protection is utilized to keep one safe, or to keep their family safe, or to keep property or so on and so forth safe and from the hands of others, thieves, robbers, stealers, bad guys, so on and so forth. So in this society, as a citizen, we are able to protect ourselves and our earnings and anything we earn. You know what I'm saying? We have the right, our private lives and so on and so forth are protected under codes, under amendments, under a United States Constitution. So as I'm speaking about this Constitution, I want to talk about guns. I want to talk about why New York State is pushing this whole idea about making manufacturers liable for somebody else's actions. See, the whole idea is, I've seen this before throughout history, if you can get the guns from the people, then you can control and pretty much depopulate your people by guns, by killing them. See, if they can't defend themselves, then it's so much easier to push in a crisis or to push in a new order. You know what I'm saying? Because see, the people will just bow down and fall for a new order. You understand what I mean? Especially when we understand that the United States Constitution is the greatest document on this planet, and this document ensures us life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and so on and so forth. It guarantees these things. These are alienable rights that was given to us by God, not by men. So when you understand that, you must take a different stance, and you must see through the facade of what's taking place with government. You know what I'm saying? And with these different types of laws and regulations and rules that they're passing. See, it's okay for the criminal to have a gun outside. It's okay for the bad guys to walk around with all types of weapons and so on and so forth. But you want to chastise not only the manufacturers, but you want to also chastise the legal and lawful gun holders. You want to chastise them. You want to make them pay a consequence for the bad guys outside who have complete access to guns without gun stores, without going through the channels of registration and so on and so forth. And what you're going to do is you're going to push the people to not be honest. You're going to push the American people to begin to gain and grab guns and armed weapons, and they're not going to register them. Because, see, they feel as if they register them, you, the government, will be able to come in and confiscate those things because it's written and you know right where to go. See, the American people will begin to say, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't register my firearms. Maybe I should keep to myself the attainment of what I gain for the protection of my home. It's only smart. It's only intelligent. And this is what you're forcing people to do, because nobody's going to give up their guns. Nobody's going to allow themselves to walk around unprotected in a place where crime and other things flourish. You understand what I'm saying? So that's not going to be the case. So the reality is that when you hear Cuomo speak about guns and gun laws, and this is the only institution that can't be sued and so on and so forth, and we're going to change the situation. Well, Cuomo, I'd like to say this to you. Well, we can't sue COVID. Supposedly we can't sue COVID for any adverse effects that happen to anybody. Nobody can be sued. Nobody can be held liable. The big pharmaceutical companies should be held liable, right? Under your thinking, the big pharmaceutical companies should be held liable for all of the deaths that's happening because of the COVID vaccine, right? I mean, but somehow they have made it where you can't hold them liable. You can't sue them. You can't get a compensatory, you know what I'm saying, response or you know what I'm saying, some type of way to defend and protect your own sanity and your health if this COVID vaccine is bad, right? So to me it's the same thing. You're pushing an agenda, right? And see, this COVID thing is getting so bad that the American people are ready to stand up against tyranny, because we see it as tyranny. You're an elected official. You guys are elected officials. The WHO organization has nothing to do with us. You're an elected official. We elected you and we put you in office, and now you're telling us how we to live our lives and what we should do because you're telling us to? No, sir. No, sir. It don't work like that, sir. We don't play like that. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, it is we the people that's going to tell you what to do. It is we the people that don't want to hear the nonsense that you're speaking about. You understand what I'm saying? Because we have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of justice and the pursuit of happiness and all of those things. But when you're infringing upon my life, liberty, my pursuit of happiness, you're infringing upon it. And guess what that means? That means I have the right to defend that. That is a constitutional guarantee that I must have in this country. But you want to make it so it doesn't happen. You want to take the guns away. You know what I'm saying? You want to vaccinate everybody and so on and so forth. But you don't want the same type of liabilities to be held against the vaccine that you want to be held against guns. That's illogical. That's very illogical. So New York State and the gun laws and all that other type of stuff, it's not going to work here. You know what I'm saying? And the people they're applauding for it, they're applauding for it because they're witnessing gun violence in their own cities and so on and so forth. But that has a lot to do with poverty, and it has a lot to do with your elected officials on the local level. You understand? And it has a lot to do with you on the local level in your own communities, not taking care of your community and not being responsible and accountable for those actions and those things that happen in your community. You're waiting for somebody to solve your problem within your own community. It doesn't work like that. You're waiting on the Messiah. You understand what I'm saying? You've been conditioned to wait on somebody to come and save you when you can save self. See, we can get out there in our own community and we can stop all of that gun violence. But there's a method and way in which it has to be done, which you're not ready to do. You're not ready to do it. You're not ready to take back control of your streets. That means that you have to turn in some of your nephews, your nieces, your cousins. You're going to have to turn in some of them because some of y'all got killers in your homes. And you know you do. You understand what I'm saying? So you need to turn them in and do whatever you got to do. But you got killers in your homes too. Which is why you don't want to go this route. And I get it. But the reality is things have to change and we have to clean up our own community. We can't accept and expect politics to do it. You understand what I'm saying? So this whole gun thing, it's a facade. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a better way to deal with this situation and you're really attacking the American people, man. And the American people, the legal, lawful, law-abiding American citizens that loves this country is not going to go for that, man. I'm ex-military. I'm a patriot. I love America. I love this country. I love what it stands for. I just don't care about the people that are running it right now. I don't give a fuck about them. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not humans. They're not even Americans. You know what I mean? In their psychology, it's not even American. Joe Biden is a traitor. You know what I'm saying? When you think about the things that he's saying and what president gets on TV and talk about bombing their own people because they won't take a vaccine? What president talks about the consequences that you'll pay in the war against the unvaccinated? Well, Mr. President, what about all of those undocumented immigrants coming across the border? Do they have COVID? Or are they COVID tested? Are they practicing six feet away and so on and so? Are they wearing masks? I don't think so. I really think that you should check the border, sir. I really think that you should check that and stop talking about the war against the unvaccinated. Because now it's finding out that even the vaccinated can still pass things on. It's a facade. And we're not standing for it. And you're going to really piss the American people off, man. And they're going to really enact their Second Amendment right. And you're going to see things that you ain't never seen before when you press this button, bro. You're seditious, and you're a traitor. And the Biden administration is a traitor to the American people, man. And I'm not even political. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not an independent. I'm just a person that favors truth and not personalities. And what I see right now is that I see our country is under a coup d'etat of sedition and traitorism. Even when the old boy was in office, I saw in office a coup d'etat taking place against one man. You know what I'm saying? But still, the American people ain't going for it, for the okie doke. We're going to stand up and we're going to fight.